Mm-hmm. And we're live, Eastern Outdoors, Tuesday Night Live. Exciting times in the deer woods. And we're going to wait till some people hop on here. I just talked to my brother. He was in the woods tonight, had a couple bucks come in. Not the ones that he is after, but still fun. Still fun to watch.
Yeah, he's having some real nice bucks
Hey,
coming
you
in.
had well, I don't know. Do we want to, is your family watching? Should we say you had a buck on camera tonight?
Yeah, I don't think any
I
of
don't
my
want your
family's
cousins to get in there and beat you to him.
watching. Yeah, I don't
So,
think any of them are watching right now, so we're good to go.
Gordy Mullins is here all the way from Ohio. Gordy, what town in Ohio do you live in? You've probably told us a million times, but I still don't know. James Evans is here. Um,
Hope you're
as
feeling good,
always,
James.
if you will like, if you'll talk to us on here through the comments, if you'll share on your profile, we really appreciate it. And saying that, I'm actually going to share it on my profile because I usually don't do that, even though I tell everybody else to. So Christian is here. What's up, fellas? What's up, Christian? Chris Miller.
How's it going, Chris?
We
How's it going,
appreciate you
Christian?
guys. Jerry Otto liked the live, so he's watching. He's not said his name, but he liked it, and be interested to see what Jerry has on camera.
Yeah.
James Evans says X-rays tomorrow, boys. Hoping for good news. James, we hope it's good news. Hopefully, you're strong enough to get out there and hunt. Let's see. If you're a deer hunter,
Evening, Doug.
or even if you're not,
Oh, Gordy's in Hamilton, 25 miles
you
north of
chat with
Cincinnati,
us.
so he's pretty super close to me.
Who is that now?
Gordy, he's in Hamilton, 25 miles north of Cincinnati, so he's real close.
Oh, okay. 25 miles. You know, Gordy, one thing that I didn't know until literally this year is that Ohioans say Cincinnati's just northern Kentucky. I had no idea because we say northern Kentucky's just Cincinnati.
Yeah.
You know, we pass the
Sometimes.
northern Kentuckians like Mike off to Ohio. Ohio passes the entire city of Cincinnati to us, which we'll gladly take. We could annex that. That would be great. Jerry says, watching boys ready for this weekend. Looks great. Got a good one. I'm after this year. Jerry, send us a photo if you don't mind. We've been looking at deer. We've been predicting scores. We've been predicting ages. And it's been a lot of fun doing that. People have enjoyed it. So send us a picture, Jerry. Is it Gary or Jerry, Mike?
Jerry.
That's what I thought. But I just, every time I say it, I second guess myself.
And he might correct us here in a minute, but I'm pretty sure.
No, I think I'm pretty sure I asked him last time, so I look like the dweeb here. Here, get a drink.
Hope you're doing
You ever
good.
had Mountain Dew Zero?
I have not had Mountain Dew Zero. Is it good?
This live is sponsored by Mountain Dew Zero. This is the first time I've really tried it, and it's okay. It's okay. I just needed something with zero sugar. It's okay. Christian says, I haven't been seeing pics coming, fellas. Thank you, Jerry. I haven't been seeing anything but that small fawn I sent you a picture of Mike Collins.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's, I was literally right before I got on here, I was just sending you guys a nice buck photo.
Yeah.
He's not a monster or anything, but he's a decent buck, 9-pointer.
He's the best you've had so far.
Yeah. So far, he's kind of the nicest buck that I've had in the area that I put my trail camera, which is it's probably been in that area for about a week now.
So my brother, who's not going to be on here tonight, he has 2 cell cameras set up. On one, basically the site is there's nothing left there, but there's still some animals coming in. Mostly a gopher, a gopher that will not leave. Whoa! I just discovered I have a bunch of dirt on my hand. I've been working, Mike. I've been building decks the last 2 weeks, and it's been a lot of fun to get out and build something. But man, my hands are beat up because of it.
Yeah, but that and those decks look great, man. You've done a good job.
Man. Thanks. I've got to get so I'm finishing one up right now, and my girls are on fall break, so like I can't go until in the evening when I can drop them off at their mom's.
Yeah.
And tomorrow I said, girls, I have to have this done because Friday I'm going to deer camp.
Yeah.
So you're going with me. You're going.
Yes, sir.
I said you can bring chairs. You can get on your not your iPad. They don't have an iPad. Get on your Nintendo Switch. You can get on your Kindle. You can get on. Nora has an old phone of ours. Actually, it's Josh's old phone. but you're going with me. So they're going to learn how to build a deck tomorrow.
Nice.
Anyway, PK said, was that a Coors Light, Mike?
This is just one of those waters that's the carbonated water, flavored water. That's just what I go for. I don't like drinking water, like plain water. I don't like the taste of it. So I just get these.
So you drink girl water?
I just drink carbonated. It just makes my mind think I'm drinking pop, even though I'm not drinking pop.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I like water. I've been drinking a lot of Powerade and Gatorade where I've been outside.
Yeah, it's hot, so you got to keep hydrated.
But you know what I'm excited about? Today it got to 90 degrees today in Lexington when I was working. This weekend's going to be in the 60s. Like 67, I think it said.
The mornings are going to be in the 40s.
So what that means is, are deer going to move more this weekend than they have been? Now, I'm not a guy that says deer move when it's colder, but I do believe if there is a huge temperature change, whether it's going from 60 to 90 or 90 to 60, it seems to have some effect on them. What do you guys think? Do you think with this temperature drop, like 25 degrees from now until Saturday, do you think we're going to see more deer moving this weekend? We sure hope at deer camp, and we're going to talk about deer camp. We sure hope. My phone is blowing up right now. Josh has 2 of my cell cameras. That's what I was talking about on feeding sites, and one of them is blowing up. And it had 2 bucks in there earlier, had some does in there, and now it's just about 12 raccoons. But I'll tell you, Mike, I've seen a lot of folks say the deer are drilling acorns right now, just feasting on acorns. But on Josh's, they're actually, here's what we're seeing. We're seeing them come into the Antler Builder feed. And you guys have heard us talk about Antler Builder. Gordy came down to the Antler Builder event, drove over 2 hours to get there. You've heard us pump Antler Builder. We believe in the product. We think it works. And so what we're seeing on this video, everyone said, like even someone said, I want to see a photo of the deer in the Antler Builder and not on Acorns. Here's what they're doing. They're coming in to the Antler Builder, eating the Antler Builder. It's like an appetizer. And then they're going to the Acorns. So they're not just passing it up. Like someone said, they thought it looked like a picture I posted. They were just passing it up. They're not. They're hitting it. I guess that deer today stayed there about 10 to 12 minutes eating the Antler Builder. And then he moved on up and he started eating acorns. So I don't know. Maybe the acorns are a dessert. The Antler Builder is the main entree. Either way, I'm so happy that it's keeping them right there and keeping them coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. And it sure is. You guys have been sending pictures in our group texts, and they're definitely hitting it. They are. I can see it, right there in the middle of the pictures.
And he's got some good ones. Like he's got some good bucks. Mm-hmm. He's got a couple that are going to be 130 plus. Mm-hmm. He's got one that may be 150 to 160. You said.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'd have to rummage through my phone to find the photo, or I'd put it up there. Cody says no feed piles. Oh, mine's running scrapes. Okay, I had to put 2 comments together. Cody said mine's running scrapes, no feed piles. Mike, you had a suggestion for Josh on where some of those bucks are coming in.
Yeah. I think it's really fun. Now that we're seeing more people do this, it's kind of become some extracurricular things we can do. Like we all like to put out the feed and stuff for the deer. But now we're starting to see people putting out, like, you getting some of that hemp rope and hanging the hemp rope up in front of cameras and stuff and putting some scent on it. And I think Josh should try to do that. I think we've seen enough trail cam photos and pictures that actually does attract deer. Having that just free hanging somewhere to where it's kind of out in the open or right in a transition area, have something dangling there like a rope, and have his camera put on. I think that'd be
all
awesome.
It takes is one deer.
Yep.
In my experience on making those mock scrapes, whether it's public land, private land, whatever, all it takes is one deer to rub their glands on it, and then it's a frenzy. They all start coming in. Heartland Hunter on YouTube says high pressure and temps down in the high 30s Saturday night. They should be on their feet. So I'm excited. We have our public land deer camp. I think Mike, you and I are going to be getting there Friday afternoon, Friday evening sometime. Um, and Mike, did you take into account that you save an hour when you said you're going to be there around 6?
No, I didn't actually.
So you'll
No,
be
I
there
didn't.
around 5. There you go.
Yeah, I
I
totally
meant to
forgot
ask you
about
that.
that.
Yeah. So
That's a win.
opening day, I killed a buck and a doe. It was a small buck. I don't even have to say that. I killed a buck and a doe opening day. A velvet buck, which made me very happy. So I don't feel like last deer camp, I was like, okay, I'm hosting this thing. I've gotten these guys together and I need to kill something. And that quickly, once everybody was there, are you there, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're so still. I thought you were frozen. Hey, look who's back, guys. Jimmy Carroll. Whatever I was talking about, Jimmy Carroll has been through some tough times with his health over the last week or two, but he's strong enough and he's fought his way back to be here on live with us tonight. Jimmy, we're so happy that you're here, brother.
Hey,
And I
Jimmy.
think everyone watching, everyone that follows us every Tuesday, is very glad to see you. Very, very
Absolutely.
glad. Yeah,
Absolutely. Good to see you, Jimmy. Hope everything's going well. Hope you're on the way to healing, and we're going to continue to pray for you, buddy.
absolutely. Absolutely. Gordy says, man, I wish I could come down for Camp Guys. Gordy, I wish you could too, brother. We're going to have a good time. I think Josh, my brother, and I are going to hunt together. He's not killed a deer, but he's got deer. He's surrounded in deer on his farm there that he's buying. So we're just going to hunt. We're going to hunt a familiar area at Peabody, and we're going to say if it comes that way, you're shooting. If it's a buck and it's a nice one, Josh will shoot because I don't have a buck tag. But it's probably not going to be a nicer buck than he already has on his place, especially that one that Mike, you said could be a 160. So what we'll do is we'll probably get in a tree, 2 trees close together, and we'll say, okay, if it comes that way, you're shooting. If it comes this way, I'm shooting. And it may not come either way, but we're going to have a good time. So Jimmy says he has 8 more radiation treatments and 1 more chemotherapy infusion. I don't know which one of those is tougher on you, Jim, but I know you got it. And I know you're going to come through. And, a year from now, you're going to be looking back at how well you're doing. And, yeah, man, we love you and we're praying for you. And you got it, brother. And anything you need, Jim, we're here. If you need to talk, we're here. Anything, right?
Absolutely.
So, wish we could do more. Wish we could do more. Josh Teeter said, I drove a blind stake into a yellow jacket's nest this weekend. They almost killed me. Josh, I got a story. When my mom and dad married, I think I was 4. I think I was 4 years old when they got married. And they're moving into a house that my grandpa had built beside of their house. No one had lived in it in a little while. So they're moving into this house, and there was an old building up on the hill. No one had built in this building for a long time. So my uncle, who's been passed away like 5 years now, it's crazy how things change. My dad's gone, my uncle's gone. He was going to go and open this building, and I went up there with him. And so when he opened it, it had a lock on it, and he unlocked it. He opened the latch. When he opened it, Yellow Jacket swarmed him and me. Oof. And it was up on the hill. And I just remember him. I remember this like I have it yesterday. He grabbed my hand and took off running. And I couldn't keep up. He was dragging me. And he didn't really get stung that much. But I remember them I was 4 years old. They were taking my clothes off. I had stings everywhere. Neighbors were coming up, like, what's going on? They heard me screaming. I've been terrified of those things ever since. So
yeah, they are the worst, man. They are the worst. I've mowed over some holes before, and wearing basketball shorts. You make that second pass through, and man, they get up those shorts and fire you up. Oof.
I have honeybees here at the house, and I used to go out there with, you can wear like the white suit and stuff. I used to go out there with not nothing, but, just regular clothes on. Mm-hmm. And I would open the lid and I would check them, and I'd have this little smoker. I'd do the smoke, puff the smoke at them, and they were fine. I would mow and go by them. They never bothered me. But dude, one day, I don't know what it was. They were mad, and I drove by them on my riding mower, and I had a sleeveless shirt on, and they went up my shirt.
Oh.
They went up. I had a hat on, and when I swiped at them, I need a haircut. When I swiped at them, they got on my head. They stung me all side of the right side of my head, up my arm and shoulder, and dude, it sucked.
Yeah,
Those
not
things
fun.
suck. Yeah. Anyway, Josh, I hope when you say they almost killed me, I hope that's a little exaggeration and you're doing okay. But whew, there was a man in Harlan, Mike. I think you sent me the news story. There was a man in Harlan that he moved like a bag of potting soil on his porch, and they swarmed him, and he died.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, I heard that story. It was reported on the
Crazy.
news on a news site, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, let's get back to positives here. Deer are going to be moving. Mike,
Yeah.
if you're at, let's pretend you're talking to someone that's going to public land, deer camp, and they know they're going to have fun, right? 25 guys hanging out. We're going to have a good time.
For sure.
Let's say that they really want to kill a deer. What advice would you give those guys?
The only advice I can give you right now is just get in the woods. And it's hard if we're gonna, because I'm gonna be a little bit in this shape. I've only been to Peabody the one time with you last year, and I'm gonna have to make sure I get in there and find acorns as quickly as possible. Look around for sign, and if you find any sign, if you find acorns, maybe some chunks that have fallen out of deer's mouth, look for some that are broken up like that. Look for deer poop. If you're seeing a lot of deer poop underneath a tree with acorns that are dropping, that's your best bet. You set up and you kind of hang out for a couple hours and see what happens. And if nothing happens there, you get up and maybe mosey on and try to find another spot that looks good. I'll probably, me, I'll try to find a spot and I'll probably just sit until hopefully something shows up. But I'm kind of stubborn that way. And it's my mind. I'd say one of my biggest failures of hunting public land is getting in the private land hunting mindset of as soon as I pick a spot, I never move.
Yeah,
I do not move. I stay put.
Is it going to be a weekend where you're going to sit all day, or are you going to take a break around maybe 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. or
yeah, I'll probably, just because of the camaraderie of camp, I'll probably come back and hang out, eat a little lunch,
sure,
and maybe enjoy a midday bonfire, or sit in the lawn chair and hang out and chat with people.
PK's cooking.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I think that's a big part of camp anyway. So and we're hosts, so that's something that I feel like we need to.
Yeah. Well, that's what Josh said. Hey, I might go to camp and hunt, drive back home and hunt the private land. I said, no, you're not. Not during camp. We're the host. You have to be there. You can hunt that anytime. You're not doing it this weekend. And then sure enough, watch Saturday morning, we're going to be in a tree and we're both going to get notifications that big buck's going to be there. So,
probably.
He'll be all right. South Arnett. South's a cool name. Says, y'all going to the old Peabody Coal Grounds. It is, yes. John Prine sung about it in the song Paradise. It is the old Peabody Coal Grounds, and it has made an excellent habitat for deer. There's a lot of lakes there if you want to bass fish or crappie fish. A lot of turkeys there, so it's an awesome place. I love it. And it's the largest WMA in Kentucky. So, we've had a handful, probably, when I say handful, maybe 2 or 3 people like, can't believe you guys are publicizing public land and you're going to burn people's spots. It's 44,000 acres.
Yep.
You're within tens of thousands of more acres if you drive 30 minutes north, south, east, west.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have not hunted there and you're coming to camp this week, we got plenty of spots for you. We'll share the Onyx. Onyx is actually sponsoring these camps. Everyone that shows up to camp this weekend will get a free Onyx membership. If you already paid for it this year, you can use it next year. And if you're paying for it monthly, cancel that and use this one. It'll be good for a year. And Uncle Lee's is a wonderful, wonderful outdoor store in Greenville, maybe. It's about 20 minutes from where we're staying. And they're sponsoring it too. So every hunter there is going to get a gift bag from Uncle Lee's. And very, very grateful that we have people who want to take care of the hunters, right? Yeah. I guess if there's a gift bag left over, I'll take it. But I'm not getting a gift bag. I'm not doing that unless, we have one left over. And so this is for people that are taking their time to show up, taking their time to, make a good public land deer camp.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Gordy said he just got back from 4 days camping and hunting. He's worn out. PK said, I'd look for a feed tree and set up in a travel corridor. That's what you're saying, right, Mike?
Yep, pretty much. And I mean, that's the play. You got to find some acorns and find them that are falling. And it's a bonus if you can find some that's got sign underneath it. And once you do, I mean, just give it some time and you got a shot, I think.
South Arnett, listen to this. He said, I got to hunt down there several years back, seen 54 deer in one weekend. Now, I've seen several deer there. I've not seen 54 in a weekend, but it is possible if you're in the right spot. Archery season, there's not a lot of pressure there. If you get there closer to the rut, there's going to be more pressure. But there's a lot of good deer there. So PK says that he hopes it's like that this weekend for us at Peabody. Wasn't like that last year, was it, Mike?
No, it wasn't. It was tough last year. That heat. It was.
I mean, it was 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Then it rained one day.
Yep.
This year's going to be better.
I think so.
The bugs were so bad, I slept in my truck both nights because I thought the first time I was there, I just slept on a cot with a blanket, but it's the end of September.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, last year I thought, well, I'll just do that again. It was miserable. I had bugs crawling all over me at 2 a.m. I went and got in my truck. This time, it's going to be cold. I'm going to have to bring an extra blanket.
Yep.
But I'm sleeping outside under the stars. WO, we're staying just north of Bryan Lake Campground at the Hog Valley Campground. It's a motorcycle rally campground, and he lets us stay there. I just talked to him. It's funny. I just talked to him. His name's Steve. I talked to him last week, Mike. And I said, hey, Steve, this is John. Just, confirming we're coming down next weekend. We're going to stay at the shelter. Oh, yeah, man, that's good. That's fine. That's wonderful, he said. And I was kind of talking about staying there and what we got going on. He said, hey, man, what time's Kentucky play today? It was on Saturday. He didn't care at all. I said, I'll collect the money and give it to you Sunday. And he's like, okay, man, just whatever works for you. So, I mean, he's just the coolest guy down to earth.
That's neat.
And PK says, Dwayne, I hope we get to laugh our butts off. I'll keep it clean for the kids. Sitting by the campfire again. Well, here's what we'll do. We'll either laugh with you or at you, PK. One or the other. So
I can't wait till the fires. Yeah, I love camp. That's my favorite thing. Is sitting.
You're going to bring some firewood.
I can. Did he say we could use that in that? Remember, there was a ton of that inside.
If they have it, I'm guessing they still have it.
Yeah, I'll see if I can. I'll bring some. If anybody that's coming, be helpful if other people brought some too, just in case.
I'll send it in the group chat.
Okay.
PK said they're bringing some down. Josh Teeter said that his daughter asks every day how many days till youth season. Mike, how many days till youth season?
I believe that weekend is October 14th and 15th, so just a couple weekends away. Yep.
Oh, yeah, it's not this weekend, which would be the 6th, 7th, and 8th. Okay.
Yep. So it's the 14th and 15th, I think, and then the following weekend is muzzleloading.
Nice. Hey, listen, I've got I just got a text from a friend. He's a realtor friend. You guys are getting the exclusive deal right here. He just listed 40 acres in Nelson County, which is a good buck county.
Yeah.
40 acres in Nelson County. He said it's a great hunting land. I don't know any of the price or anything yet, but if you're interested, Nelson County has some big bucks.
Yes, they do.
Exclusive deal right here. Scott, I thought it says Scott Butler, Scott Perkins. Scott Perkins, we're headed to Peabody, WMA, Western Kentucky. We're staying in Graham, Kentucky. We're going to hunt Ohio and Muhlenberg County. Some of us might go on up to Hopkins County. There's a WMA up there. Some may head out to Christian County. Is that Christian, where Penny Rowell is?
I think so.
But more importantly, we're going to get together and have a good time. Dwayne said he can bring some wood. Gordy says campfires are the best. So South said he was there during muzzleloader season when he saw those 54 deer.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Don't forget to get your $15
Peabody permit.
Pass. Permit.
So let's see here. I have Mike. Did Jerry Otto send you a photo? Oh, he sent it to Eastern Outdoors. Hold on. Let's look at this photo first. Uh-oh. David Craig. I hope David's still on here. David Craig sent me a picture. How much is a Peabody tag? It's $15. PK. You go to fw.ky.gov, go to my profile, and you buy it just like you're buying your hunting license. PK, I put all this in the group text. Did you not read the group text? It's all in there. I typed out a big long text. Said how much the campground charges, everything. And PK, how much does the campground charge? I just said that in the text. Now I put in there how much the Peabody tag permit was. What PK say? How much? He said he's Dory. That's funny. Scott says, y'all ever hunt Indiana? I have not, Scott.
Yeah, I've not either.
I would like to. Gordy said PK can't read. He can read. He can read. I know he can read because we text a lot. PK, I need to go buy some of that. PK sent me a picture of some seasoning, some steak seasoning that he says great for deer. I've got a freezer full. I need to go buy that before camp and bring some. All right, David Craig sent me this photo. He just went to Ohio and he put up a trail camera, and look what showed up on his camera in Ohio. What do you think about that?
That is monster.
That looks palmated. Is that? Am I saying that right? Am I saying that correctly?
I think so. Palmiated.
Palmiated, yeah. You know what I mean? Like a moose. It kind of looks like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Wow,
what do you think that sucker would score?
That's a monster.
You guys put in the comments. What do you think that would score? At least 110.
At least 110. I'd say that deer'd probably be in the. He might go 200. I don't know. It might. I bet you it's 190s, upper 180s maybe.
We got some range here. Timothy says 130. PK says 170. I was going to say about 175 because I am the worst, absolute worst at predicting a score. Dwayne says 180. Now, if that is palmated, how do they score that? Do you know? That would take away the score, right?
Actually, it probably would. And now Buckmasters, I'm telling you, Buckmasters would probably score that in the 180s, 190s at least. I bet you, if not 170s. But that is and I think it's
palmated.
A little deceiving.
So I said palmated with an N. It's palmated. Okay.
Yeah, palmated. That picture there is a little deceiving. That is a really, really big buck.
Gosh, absolutely. Monster. So Dwayne said 180. Gordy said 180s. Heartland Hunter said 180s. Chris Miller said 180s. I think we're just going to go with 180s. Doug is specific. He said 172. Okay.
I like it. Yeah. It's close. It's in that ballpark because that is a monster.
Can we just say he's a shooter?
Oh, yeah.
Can we all agree he's a shooter? Would anyone pass that buck?
No.
Anyone, yes or no? Anyone out there who would pass that buck? The palpation just increases the mass measurement. Okay, so a lot of mass.
That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Would any of you pass that buck? Maybe you don't like the PK sending me a message. Maybe you don't like the palmation. Jimmy Carroll says, time for some meds and sleep. Appreciate everyone's support, prayers, and love. Can't wait to be successful whooping cancers. But, Jimmy, you're going to do it. We love you. You got this. Stay strong, brother. And we 100%. Are here for you. We are here for
Absolutely.
You. All right. You have a good night, Jimmy. Hope you sleep
well. Get some rest, Jimmy.
Gordy says he needs another year. Now, is Gordy just pulling our leg?
He's just messing with us, I think.
Heartland Hunter says needs another year, but he put that laughing face, which tells me he's not serious. Scott Perkins says he had 5 new bucks show up the last 36 hours. 3 I haven't seen since last December.
Wow.
That's the cool thing about private land is you can track these bucks. Or you can do it on public too. Like, I mean, there's people that have tracked big bucks on public. It's just rare. They're all nocturnal at this point, but making their debuts to let the does know who's around. There you go. Josh has had a nice buck that'll show up at daylight. or at right when it's getting dark,
Mm-hmm.
and show up again this in the very next morning. Like that's kind of odd. He will not continue doing that, but he's like, pretty good pattern. Let's see.
Yeah.
Brandon Epperson says giant. Now, if that guy says giant, it's a giant after he just killed a 215-inch deer.
Absolutely.
Right. Great
He
story
knows.
by Michael today, by the way.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate
Brandon,
you.
thanks for letting Mike write that. He did a good job. I hope you're happy with it. Sal said, I'd have buck fever so bad I wouldn't be able to shoot it.
I don't blame you there. I'd probably be
Very
in the
next
same
comment. I'd be shaking so bad I don't think I could. Scott says, how do you send pics? Scott, add me on Facebook, or if you want to add me, you can. Or just send them to me on Facebook. John Stepp. It's the EPP. You see my name at the bottom down there.
Man,
I'm with this person. I want to see previous pics and or data. I do too. So David Craig, if you're still on here and you have more pictures, let us see. But he said he just went to Ohio last week and got that picture. So might be the only one. Wow. It's like Brandon Epperson. When he put his camera out, that 200-incher was the very first photo he got. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah. On that, when he hung his camera on July 10th, I believe that very next day, he got that buck, and it was that deer. Yeah.
Yeah. WO says, how many have committed to be at Camp WO? We have about 25, not counting me. So maybe 26. We have a couple guys going to bring their sons. I told them, there's a bunch of great dudes. We have some people that's going to stop by and hang out, but they can't be there the whole weekend. We got some people that won't be there on Friday. They're showing up on Saturday. But altogether, about 25, which we're very happy with. We had a couple people drop out, but a couple people sign up, so that was good.
Cool. Awesome.
Harlan says, my luck, my D-loop would break again. I have that fear, Mike. I have the guy that set my bow up, my D-loop is a little long, and I just feel like one day I'm going to draw back and it's going to snap.
Yeah, that not pleasant. Not pleasant.
Brandon said, Mike, you did a fantastic job.
Awesome. Glad to hear that, buddy.
I agree. All right, I think I got another picture here. Let me I'm going to have to go to the Eastern Outdoors page. Guys, if you're going to send a picture, it's a lot easier if you just send it to my profile. The way Facebook does messages with a page and not a profile, it's just more difficult. Let's see here. A lot of spam. Hey, man, just checking hoodies on the hoodies. Talk to Hunter. Oh, Mike, we need to get with that guy on the hoodies.
Yeah. Send me I'll get them made.
Just reply after we get off here, reply to that guy.
Okay.
Let's see here. All right, this is this picture of the buck's a little farther away, but I'll tell you what it looks like to me here. Hold on. You guys still with us here?
Yep. Wow.
All right, you see that buck? That's a good buck. And it looks like he walked in and that buck said, holy and is getting out of there.
I'd say so. That deer is definitely over 200.
All right, what do you guys think? Is that deer over 200, do you think?
Yeah.
Steve Stemke said, haven't really scouted Knox, but thinking about going there for the cold front. Steve, let me know what you find, because I've got 2 tags to Fort Knox, and I've never been there at all. And I don't have my gun registered either, which I still got like 6-7 weeks. But I need to do that.
Yep.
Let me know how it goes, Steve. Okay, Scott Perkins and Christian sending me pictures. Yeah, guys, it's 9:35. We got 25 minutes left. Send all the pictures. Oh, David Craig is back. Said he only has one picture. Well, David, we're all hoping that you pull that one off, brother. We're hoping you pull it off. Gordy says the one from in the photo is close to 200.
Yeah, that's a massive
G2's definitely close to it. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's a massive deer right there.
All right, let's see what else we got. You guys want to see more? Mike, you want to see more?
Absolutely.
Let's see. Oh, our old pal PK. Let's see.
Shoot, send us some doe pictures.
Now, what are we going to tell by that?
I like it.
This is a timely photo talking about. Now, this was not as big as the others, But you guys were asking about Fort Knox, and this is a. Can you see that? That's a Fort Knoxer.
Oh yeah.
The only thing is, it's barely outside the ears, but it's very tall. What do you think that one would go, Mike? That's more of an average buck, you know.
Yeah, I'd
PJ
say
says it
he's
is legal.
yeah, he's legal. Yeah, he's legal. That's tell you what, at Knox, man, you gotta know. And
You better know for sure.
sometimes they don't stand in front of you just like that. It's
You
tough.
better know for sure. Yeah.
It's tough.
PK says he thinks he's 110 to 115. I'd say that's probably fair.
He might be in the 120s. He might be. He's
Timothy
tall
says
enough.
I've never been to Peabody, so I'm going in blind. If and it's a big if, I put one down, it will be my first archery deer as well.
Let's
Well, hey,
go.
we're Tim. If you put one down, you're in the group text. All you got to do is say deer down. Send us a location. We're there to help, brother. We're there to help. Find it, drag it out, gut it, cut it, skin it, butcher it, eat it. We're there for it all. So just let us know. It's gonna be fun. That's why I was talking to Josh tonight, and I said, well, wait till the very last minute if the big buck hasn't come out. But then, if a doe's in there, just kill a doe. You've been wanting to kill one. He's like, it's just not worth it. I gotta be up at 6 a.m. I gotta be at work at 6. And I said, yeah, I wouldn't do that either. But Saturday night, if a doe walks out right at dusk, right at the end of daylight, I don't care to shoot it because I've got 25 guys to help. So, we'll just go in there like an army and take it out of there. You better get that Knox paperwork done. You don't want to wait till last minute. I know. I'm set with the archery stuff. I already have my validation. I have all that. All I got to do is get my gun registered, which will be a muzzleloader. So, would not shoot that at Knox, someone said. It would be, every shot at Knox is risky, I feel like.
At a buck, you just got to make sure, man.
For those of you who have gun hunted at Knox, what do you use? I'm going to use a muzzleloader. Mike, you've used just a slug and shotgun. All I have is my 870.
Yeah.
So
I got my Mossberg 835 Ulti-Mag. I've got a slug barrel that we switch out.
Gosh, you hear how fast he said that?
I love that gun, dude.
You do. I've heard you talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
Chris said, I got a big doe this past Saturday morning. Just 23 minutes in the stand was a quick hunt. That's how we like it.
That's awesome.
Those 2 deer I killed opening day, I think we got in the blind about 5:30. I think I killed the first one around 7 and the second one at 7:30. That was nice. Then we stayed in there and tried to get a big one to come in for Hurley. Oh, Hurls. Steve says, so when the front is coming in, you think the morning or evening will be better? I'd go both. What do you think, Mike?
40s
in the morning?
If it's cool in the morning and we can find some acorns and get on some acorns, you definitely have a chance to get a deer in the morning for sure. And I think evening would just be just as good. Shoot, we're learning now. If you get into an area, you never know. We've never hunted a place before. If you decide that it's going to be cooler in the day and you kind of want to sit all day, there's nothing wrong with it. You might find yourself into a deer at noon. We just, a lot of people don't hunt, bow hunt middle of the day like that this time of year. But if you make yourself and you think the weather's going to be cool enough to do it, you might just get an absolute monster buck right at noon or something. You never know.
Well, I couldn't tell you how many people have told me their biggest bucks have been between like 12 and 2.
That's
lot of folks say that.
Yeah, typically more during rut time. That's absolutely the case. But even now, we don't, and it's because not a lot of people do it right now. They don't hunt those times a day when we're bow hunting because it's just kind of we'll go out and we hunt morning and we sit to about 10 o'clock and then we quit and then we'll go back in at 3 or 3:30 and hunt till dark.
Right.
But that span of time, if it's cool enough and the acorns and you're by bedding, a deer might get up and mosey your way. You don't know.
Yeah, so we had 2 people ask again about this picture. And it is hard to see because the buck isn't close to the camera. Uh-oh. Right there. So that's hard to tell. I mean, you see, it's just hard to tell.
Yeah, it is that. I mean, you can't really tell super well, but I mean, as tall as that is, I mean, it does look like it has a little bit of garbage on it, just kickers and different things. But that deer, that is so high off that deer's head.
Yeah.
I'm pretty convinced.
Well, someone said they think they might have pictures of the same buck. Mark says 170-inch frame in his opinion. Mark, you know more than me, brother. I don't know. Was hard to tell by the pictures. Totally understand. Who said? Oh, this person said who had the split G2, G3, G4 buck. That's the one before, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's see. David Craig had that one. That was an Ohio buck. So if you live in Ohio, maybe you did see it. This person said high fence. Oh, get out of here. There's no high fence. I'm sure they're joking. Anthony Jones is late, but he's here. Hey, Anthony, how you doing, brother? Anthony needs to come to camp. See his profile picture? He's got a guitar in there. He needs to come to camp and sing for us. Maybe like old Oliver Anthony right there. Oliver Anthony Jones. Chris said it's a booner for sure. Yes, I agree. Let's see. We got some more that came in. I got to go back to my own profile here. If you have them, if you want people to look at the deer, if you want people to age your deer, now look, take it with a grain of salt because we're not pros here.
My cousin,
go ahead.
My cousin got a doe last week, and he ended up getting some teeth pictures for our buddy Kyle Sams, and I sent them to Kyle, and he looked at them the best he could. He kind of needed to see more of the bottom jaw. My cousin didn't get quite a clear picture of that, but just by what he had and going off of what he had, Kyle kind of estimated around 8.5 for that doe that he got, which is a pretty good one.
8.5. That's an old deer, man.
Yeah,
that is. Hey, did you guys see the doe that had 18 points?
I did see that. Yeah.
It's kind of sounding like I was setting up a joke, but I'm not. It's a doe, which means female body parts, but antlers, 18-point rack. That's insane.
That was crazy.
I think it maybe was like a world record or state record or something. I don't remember. And then I saw someone, Mike, maybe you sent it to me, that it was just a fat doe, like a giant. Did you send that to us?
I might have. I'm not sure. I can't remember now.
Oh my gosh, it looked like it probably had like triplets in it that she never gave birth to. Brandon said it identified as a male. I don't know what it identified as, but it was a female with a huge antlers. I was trying to stay away from any innuendo,
Yeah.
PK is proud. PK is proud. Anyway, my brain, I'm stopping the things that are in my head from coming out my mouth right now.
Good idea.
We don't want to be canceled. We don't want to be canceled on here. So Anthony said if he was off work, he would be at camp, get tar and all. We need to set that up. Anthony, next time we'll set it up when you're off work, or you can call in sick, Anthony. Flu and COVID's going around. So anyway, I'm getting messages now. So I asked Kyle Sams. Okay, Kyle Sams is not on here, but I asked him this today, Mike, and I wanted to know. So everyone's excited about the temperature drop. Raise your hand in the comments if you're excited about the temperature drop. Here's what I said, Kyle. There's a big temperature drop coming this weekend. From a scientific standpoint or from an anecdotal standpoint, which is just observation, does that have an effect on deer movement? What do you think he said, Mike?
He said, no, it does not. They're doing their normal thing.
Here's what he said. To answer your question, scientifically, no, it does not have an effect on deer movement. Anecdotally, from what he's observed, yes, a temperature drop does increase deer movement. I think it more correlates with the timing of pre-rut activities. So the colder it gets, the later you are in the year, the less daylight that you have. The less daylight that you have, the more testosterone increases. The more testosterone increases, the hornier the bucks get. So we're getting closer to rut. That's why it might be a good weekend.
Yep.
He said,
I typically see a
hold
lot
on,
of
he's not
deer.
finished. I want your comments. He said, but I can tell you this. I will certainly be in the stand this weekend. He's literally texting me right now because I feel more confident when the temps are cooler. There you go. It's about confidence. It's like if you're fishing. If you spent your entire life using a spinnerbait to catch fish, you don't want to get away from that, right? You might try a crankbait. You might try a swim bait. You might try something, a jig. But when it comes, it's time to catch a fish, you're going to pick up the spinnerbait. You have confidence in it. Now, I suck with a spinnerbait, but it's just an example. When it's cold outside, Kyle has confidence in deer movement. He's going to be there. I also think one thing, when it's colder, more hunters go afield, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if more hunters are afield, we're going to see more deer. So people say, hey, cold front, I'm going. So we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, you know what? I typically see deer when it's cooler. I see more deer when I'm sitting in a tree stand. Now,
but do you hunt more when it's cooler than when it's hot?
I hunt anytime. So what I can tell you from my anecdotal experience, I see less deer when it's hot, and I see more deer when it's cooler. I promise you that is just the way I see it.
That's your observation.
I see more deer. I see more deer, and I hunt the same amount. I don't wait till it gets cooler. You know me. I'm hunting when the season starts.
Guys, he's not hunted one time this year.
That's not true at all. I've hunted about 5 or 6 times.
So listen, Brandon Epperson, right? I mean, you just wrote a story. He killed a 215-inch buck, and that's not the first time he's killed a big buck.
Mm-hmm.
And Brandon buys into all of the theories. Listen to this: October cold fronts plus the back end of a red moon phase Saturday should be the best day of the year so far. Gosh, we might have some bucks down at camp this weekend. How cool would it be if we could just line up 3 or 4, 5, 6 bucks at camp and take pictures along with 6, 7, 8 does? Wouldn't that be awesome?
That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome. Now, here's what I hope. I hope if anyone kills a buck Saturday morning, you don't run home. I hope you stay there. We'll put it on ice. Hang out with us, right? But if you have to go home, go home. I know, Mike, if you kill buck Saturday morning, you're packing up and you're leaving, aren't you?
No, probably not. I mean, if I need to get it taken care of, that's a different story. But no, I don't. No, I don't plan on it.
Kyle, in a much more intelligent way, said what I said. I would more associate the nexus. What's that mean, Mike? You may know what nexus means.
I don't know.
Probably like the increase or the something of deer movement, or the correlation, I guess, the relationship between deer movement and hunter interaction with cooler temps, simply because no one likes to get into a stand when it's 90s, when it's in the 90s.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And he says, I need one closer to Eastern Kentucky. Y'all doing one in Western Kentucky is too far when I work Saturdays. I get it, Anthony. I get it. I'll tell you, I try to schedule. I try to book a rifle camp in Eastern Kentucky. I just can't find a place to stay where we have a lot of public land to hunt. Right? But we are going to have a bear camp, and I'm putting air quotes at camp because no one's really interested in it except a handful. I'm thinking bear archery camp, which is the last weekend of October, will probably be just me by myself. But you guys are welcome to join me. We'll find a place to stay. If we have to put tents in my mom's front yard like we're teenagers, we'll find a place to stay in Harlan County. But so far, it's probably just going to be me. And last year, it was just me. And it just kind of sucked because it wasn't as fun when you're by yourself.
We need camaraderie, don't we? I wish I could make it.
Well, with bear season, it's just boring by yourself because you're just like walking the whole time, or you find a trail and you just sit there because who knows when the bear's going to show up. It might be 7 a.m., 10, 11, 3, 1, whatever. You just can't pattern those things. But Mike, we know where they are, though, don't we?
We do indeed.
We know where those bears are. So if you guys want to join me, hey, I wouldn't even care if you join me and you're the one who shoots. I just want to be there. I am so pumped for bear. I can't wait to go bear hunting.
I wish I could make it, man. I've been chomping at the bit for that. You know that,
man. Your wife's birthday, gosh, how old is she gonna be, Mike?
39.
Okay, she's already had 38. She's probably gonna have 40, 50 more. One's not gonna hurt. Am I right, guys? Who agrees? If she's already had 38 birthdays in her life, and you've been there for probably 15 of them,
quite a few. More than that.
Oh, more than that. Yeah, 20 of them, we'll say. One's not going to hurt. Let her come down. I'll tell you this, Mike. It's going to be beautiful in Harlan County.
It will indeed. You're right.
You guys can go to Cumberland. You can get a room at the Benham Inn. You can go to the Loretta Lynn Coal Mining Museum.
Let's go.
You can go to the Portal 31 and go underground in a coal mine. And she can spend some time alone, exploring whatever, while we bear hunt. It would be great. We can take her to Mexican. It's a great Mexican restaurant.
It is indeed. You're exactly right.
Me, you, and John Allen went in there soaking wet. We had water all over the seats, the floor after we got poured on. Let's go. I'm so excited, man. I'm ready to go. You are going to be there for rifle, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. You're going to be there for rifle, and we'll have more people there for rifle. It's harder during rifle. They don't move as much, but boy, it's fun.
It is fun, man. We've had a blast. We've had a blast both times we've gone to rifle season, and I've been chomping at the bit to go to that.
And we get closer. We get closer to the bears every time. Like we missed this one by minutes, but we had him. So this time you have to take off work on Monday, though.
Yeah,
you have to do that.
Yep, I agree.
Let's see here. Gordy says, send in divorce lawyer info. Also, Gordy, I don't even want to talk about that. Randy Shepard says, I work and am good friends with a guy that lives in Harlan. Randy, born and raised there, lived there for the first 19 years of my life. I'm 36, so I've lived there more than anywhere else. James says, I'm ready for late season striper fishing. That sounds good too. My favorite fish to eat. Steve says, have you ever done the bear rifle season or just archery? I think we just answered that. We've hunted bear rifle twice.
Yep.
And we had a great time.
We've had great times both times. And I'm going to be honest with you, that the first one we did 2 years ago was during that tornado that hit Western Kentucky and swept through.
The one that leveled Western Kentucky.
The one that was really, really bad, yeah. And we were in the mountains when that hit Eastern Kentucky, and it obviously wasn't the storm had lost a lot of steam at that point, but it was still really bad. I think we were up on the mountain, and it was just pouring down rain.
So we were on Black Mountain. Now, if you know anything about Kentucky geography, Black Mountain is really the only true mountain in Kentucky. It is the highest point in Kentucky. So we were literally the highest point in Kentucky, and we had 45 to 50 mile per hour winds. Yeah. And it was raining sideways.
Yeah.
And we knew we weren't going to see bears. So we stayed out in it a while.
Yeah.
Then we got back in the trucks just soaking wet. I'd do it all over again, though.
Went back down to town and was basically dripping water all over the floor at the Mexican restaurant.
I sat down in the Mexican restaurant. You know, they have those like red vinyl chairs, those old school restaurant chairs. And I stood up and there was just a puddle of water under me.
That was crazy, man.
I loved it. So there you go, Steve. We have done it twice. Now, last year, Mike and I literally found a trail from the top of the mountain, same mountain, all the way down to town where the bear was going to town.
Yep.
We found trash where the bear had on his way to the trail destroyed trash. We found fences where the bear had climbed over the fences and pushed them down. We found a slide on a side of a mud hill where the bear was. You wouldn't think anything could climb up that hill.
Yeah,
but he was climbing. It was coming down that hill, and there were 3 trails departing from that hill. We found everything.
Yep,
except
hair in the telephone pole.
We found hair where the bear had been rubbing his belly on the telephone pole. We found tons of bear poop.
Yeah, we
You
did.
found it all.
You stepped in it with flip flops.
Flip flops?
Yeah, you remember you were wearing flip
Oh,
flops?
I had changed. Oh, yeah, because it was not daylight had ended. It was dark out. And so we drove down where we knew the bear was coming down to town at night or morning or whenever. And I got out and I was just looking at the trail that went up the hill and I stepped in a big bear patty, I guess you'll call it. But we found it all except for the bear.
Yeah.
Gosh, I can't wait, Mike. I can't wait to go back.
That bear slide was kind of the neatest thing that I think I enjoyed finding, because you could kind of like look at it, and once you realize is like it almost looks like a bowling lane coming off the hill.
Yeah.
To where it was pitted out.
I'll say this. I've been hunting. This is my 4th year, right? So I'm still a new hunter. But sometimes when you just climb a tree stand and you know where deer are coming, it doesn't feel like real hunting. Or like when you're sitting in a blind and you have a corn pile out, it doesn't sometimes feel like real hunting, even though it is. I mean, you still got to make the shot. You still got to, the hard part is after you shoot the deer. But man, when you're tracking black bears, it really feels like, okay, we're hunting.
Yeah,
like we're literally hunting. So it's fun. It's so much fun. And we walk all over that. Thank God for those logging roads.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't be able to traverse the mountain without them.
No.
Mike, I looked at our on Onyx. I looked at our trail the other day, and it's literally like this. It's like like on TV where they have the heartbeat monitor, and it's just
yeah.
That's what our trail is like around the mountain. It's just we're just walking around ridges the whole way. Anyway, I feel like we forgot that we have an audience here, and we're just talking now. And good question. I'll join you. What do I need to be able to go? Christian, you need a $30 bear tag. Dude, that's the best kept secret in Kentucky, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to kill an elk. Most of us are not going to do that in Kentucky. Most of us are not going to do that anywhere, right? It's very difficult to kill an elk. Everybody wants to kill a Boone and Crockett deer. Most of us are not going to do that. Most of us are not going to kill a bear, but $30 tag? Lots of bears out there. I mean, It's worth it. It's worth it to drive to Eastern Kentucky. So, Christian, $30 tag last weekend of October for archery or the second weekend of December for rifle. You can do both. You can do one.
Yep.
The tag is good for one bear. So if you kill one archery, no reason to come for rifle unless you just want to have a cool time with us. Brandon says October 30th through November 4th, always a great week. Moonface combined with it this year should be insane as well. That's most people's favorite time to hunt deer. Anthony Jones says, I've not bear hunted, but I'd be down to give it a shot. I live in Madison County, but got family all over Eastern Kentucky. Surely we can find a place to camp. Anthony, we'll find a place, especially rifle season. Archery season's 3 weeks away.
Mm-hmm.
Basically 4 weeks away, so that'll be harder to find somewhere. Rifle season's December. If you want to do it, Anthony, Christian, Mike, me, Stephen Goebel says he wants to do it. Caleb Hatmaker's probably interested in doing it. Dude, we'll get together. We know plenty of spots. We can disperse all over. And hopefully we'll kill one. We talked to John Hast. I don't know if me and you both talked to John Hast or we talked to someone. And he was telling us about a group of Amish hunters. And I want to say there was like 6 of them in a group. And this is when they hunted 2 days. And 4 out of the 6 killed a bear.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think that was it. 4 out of the 6 of these Amish guys killed a bear, which is crazy high. Like, that's crazy for that success. But when he showed John, I think it was John, when he showed him his Onyx map where they'd been hunting, they had walked like 20-some miles.
Yep.
So they basically just hit a mountain, started walking, killed 4 bears, which is crazy.
No, that's crazy.
Steve says, I hate that bear season times up with muzzleloader. Steve, what you do is you just use your muzzleloader. You might see
bear hunt.
How many deer did we see?
We saw a lot of deer.
We saw a ton of deer and turkeys.
A lot of deer.
We saw a ton of turkeys.
We saw about 20 turkeys and I don't know how many deer, but we ran into a couple deer. We saw bobcat.
Yeah, that's right.
Coyote.
Yeah,
We
bobcat.
saw literally the only thing we didn't see. We saw a ton of sign, but the only thing we didn't see was a bear. We
The
saw a
bear.
bobcat.
We
We
didn't see
saw
an
a
elk.
deer.
We didn't see an elk.
True, we didn't see an elk.
We didn't
Yep.
see an elk. But we did see the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb says, heck yeah, I'm in for sure. Caleb, I'm holding you to it. Hope you're there. Randy said, figure you'd had to be still during archery. Didn't figure you'd walk as much. Here's the thing with the bears. They're unpredictable. If they know you're there, they know it way before you get to them because they can smell. They're the best smelling animal, black bears, in North America. But they're also, while they have a lot of great instincts, I guess they get caught up in their activities. So if you catch one eating or laying down and they don't smell you, you can get crazy close and get a good shot. Now, if you know where some bears are traveling and you've got them on camera or something, they're traveling there throughout the day, you can set up and shoot one like that.
Yep. Find some autumn olives. Yep.
Yeah, but that's what a lot of people do. Find autumn olives and pokeberries, and they destroy those. And so, I don't know. I prefer since we don't live there. For me, I just prefer to find the sign and stay there, or hopefully see one moving.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, I promise you, if you just drive your car around up there, you're going to find one eventually. And that mountain is covered in them. So hopefully you can get in there. You have good scent control. Do your best with it and find one.
Yeah.
Mark says, need to start feeding those deer donuts on that mountain you're bear hunting. I don't feed that mountain at all. So if a bear is going to someone's feed site, I'm unaware. And if I kill it, I'm legal. Even if it's been eating corn all day long. I just know where they travel. So, now here's the thing. If I walk up on a feeding site, I need to leave because I can't bear hunt there.
Yeah.
Can't bear hunt there. We do things ethically, but it's like they say, ignorance is bliss. I don't want to know where anyone's feed site is up there. And people aren't feeding on the mountain anyway. I know one guy that feeds up there, and I know all his spots, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah. We've never seen anything like that up there. Since, the two times that I've been there, I've not seen anything like that.
Do I need to have any certain weight on your draw? If it can kill a deer, it can kill a bear. Crossbow or compound. And then what is I think is 6.5 the lowest you can go bear hunting?
I think so. Yes. I think so.
I will probably use 308 is what I have. That's probably what I'll use. I got sighted in. PK says, Caleb, are you going to be at deer camp? PK, funny story. Caleb called me at the end of August, and he was so excited about deer camp. He thought it was opening weekend. And I said, bro, I'm so glad you called me because it's in October. So he thought it was opening weekend. Then he called me last week, and he's like, hey, deer camp is next weekend, right? It's not this weekend. I said, yes, next weekend. Okay, good. So he's going to be there. He's bringing his father-in-law. I'm very excited. Anthony Jones says, John, I'm sure you have said many times, but what part of the state do you live in? Anthony, I live in Frankfort. I'm from Harlan County, and I've just kind of made my way. I lived in Harlan. Then I moved to Corbin. Then I moved to London. Then I moved to Nicholasville. Now I'm in Frankfort. So I've kind of made my way up from eastern to central, and we love it here. So a lot more deer in Frankfort than there are in central Kentucky than eastern Kentucky. So, all right, I think we talked about public land deer camp. We got into some bear hunting. It's a great time. October and November are probably the two best months for hunting. And October is a great month for fishing as well. We've not been talking about fishing very much, but we very much love to fish. So I'm pumped. I'm pumped for this weekend to hang out with the boys. I am pumped to go bear hunting, and I hope that you will forego your wife's birthday to join me.
That would mean I'm also foregoing the anniversary, so that's probably not.
You guys have had like 13 of them already. I'm just joking. I'm
Hey,
off.
we got a couple. There's a couple. If we got time, there's a couple people that send a couple pictures that they wanted us to get to.
I got time. My girls are in bed. Taylor, pull him. Oh, okay. So Taylor, rather you're not supposed to. Taylor, if Taylor's still on here, Taylor, that buck was in Ohio. So if your buck is in Eastern Kentucky, that's going to be a different one. Anthony said he worked in Frankfurt for years. Spent a lot of time hunting on Cleaver and Sullivan. You know, I saw somebody the other day. They said if anyone asked me about public land in Central Kentucky, I just send them to Cleaver. I don't know anything about it. And he didn't want them hunting his spots. I was like, dude, you're sending them to a great WMA.
It's a great WMA.
Something else, Mike. Someone messaged me. I can't remember who it was. I can find it. Someone messaged me and was like, hey, I know you guys hunt Cleaver and Rich.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard you talk about it. My buddy just bought some land that butts up to Cleaver. I said, okay. He said, I just want to know what you thought. So he sent me the pin, and it literally joins that ridge where you saw all those deer the other day.
Oh, really?
If you if you kept walking on that ridge, you'd be in his backyard.
No way.
And I told him, I said, bro, you're on a great spot. Like we saw a ton of deer there. My buddy saw a ton of deer there. So
yeah, I was squirrel hunting up there right on that hill, and man, deer kept walking in on me.
Okay, PK says, John, are we doing a podcast at Camp PK? We'll just do a lot of video, a lot of videos, a lot of pictures. We'll shout out Uncle Lee, shout out Onyx. So no, just a lot of video. John, are you going to be bear hunting for bow and gun? Christian, I'll be doing both. Need some details if you're going to do bear camp. Christian, I will see. Here's what I'll do, Christian. I know we'll have people interested in December. Mike will be there. If I have people interested in doing an archery bear camp, then I will start working on a place. And seriously, even if it's a few tents in my mom's yard, she won't care at all. And she has an outdoor TV. We can hang out there. End of October won't be too cold. I mean, it'll be about probably what it is this weekend. It'll be the same then. But it could be in the 80s. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know.
So, Christian, I'll put out some fillers and see. But if you're interested, it will be in Harlan County, about 3 hours from Frankfurt. I don't know where you live, Christian. And Michael, it's about 4.5 for you.
Maybe about 3.5, 4, close, kind of.
Yeah, because you're not far from me. Maybe 345. If you're in Lexington, it's about 245. So
yeah,
just depends. But anyway, I'll let you know, Christian. Just let me know if you want to do it in October. All right, let's look at some of these pictures real quick. Mike, did you have some you want to see?
I sent that buck to you guys that I just got right as I was starting the cell cam was going off right before we got on the show. Had that buck walk in, and then somebody Chris Miller shared a doe with me that he wants everybody's opinion on. She kind of looks a little
Chris
weird.
Is still here. Let's see. This is from Christian. Ooh, he's got a little bitty buck.
Yeah, there's a little spike back here. It looks
that was not bad though. I mean, Christian has bigger bucks than this. We've seen that. If I'm Christian, it looks like this buck's like getting ready to stomp and telling them to get out of here.
Yeah, he's telling.
If I'm Christian, I'm probably going for one of those other big ones. If his wife hasn't killed it already, because he had some big ones. Let's see here. Who else? Tim Callahan. Oh, Tim sent me the just information for this weekend, like the sunset, moon phase, and all that.
Yeah,
I'll look at that later. Tim. Oh, he did send me a picture. Now this is a good one. I think this is a public land buck that Tim sent. I think so. Tim, if you're on here, let us know. Public land buck, that's a good buck, man. Really good buck.
That's an incredible.
Look at that hump right there in his back. What's that? Yeah.
Wow.
What do you guys think that buck would score? Scott Butler's finally here. He's been taking a nap, I bet. Maybe a long dinner. Tim said camp is 2.5 hours from me. It's 2:45 for me, Tim. So that's about the same.
Yeah, the Western.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was just going to say the Western Kentucky Peabody. That one's about 3:45 for me.
Yeah, about an hour farther than me.
Yep.
Christian said he's an Anderson, so Christian, you'd be about the same as me. We might even be able to ride together, Christian, if it's a bear camp. Scott Butler's got bad sinuses, guys. Aw.
Dang it. Hate when that happens.
Pitiful. He's so pitiful. No, I've had some sinuses lately too. Find the golden acorns and you'll be seeing tons of deer.
Yep.
All right. Let's look at another one. Let's look at another one here. Mike, did you send me that one?
Yeah, I sent you a buck and then I sent you a doe.
But did you send it in Messenger?
Our messenger, the group one that we're in. Just me.
Tim said that's the buck that the D loop on his bow broke. Oh
man,
that would drive me crazy. So David Craig sent another one of two big bucks, but you can't. I'm going to share it, but you can't really see. You can't really tell much. It's kind of like one of those old grainy UFO photos.
Yeah,
you can't really tell a lot. But Tim, David, if you get another picture of that Ohio buck, brother, we want to see it. Come back next Tuesday. We want to see it. Let's see what else I got. I got a couple more. We'll get these in and we'll hop off. And so this is Mike's. This is another buck that's passing up Antler Builder. Or, I'm sorry, passing up the Acorns to get to the Antler Builder. Mike, are you guys when are you going to mow that corn? I've been seeing some people mow theirs lately.
Yeah, probably. I was talking to my uncle about it. We actually just sowed some Antler Builder in this strip right next to it. But we're probably going to knock it down probably in November, maybe gun season, right before gun season. If I had to guess, that's what my uncle was telling me.
Yeah, maybe that October 30th and that date.
That one's probably, if I had to guess, he's probably 3.5. I'm not.
We don't have anybody here scoring them. Where's your scores, fellas?
Nah,
put these up just to look at.
Probably 120 something.
David Gordy wants to know where in Ohio. He's not going to hunt it. He doesn't want your spot. He's a fellow Ohioan. I think David's in Kentucky, but he was hunting in Ohio. I don't know. I can't keep track. Any others? Do we have any others? I don't think so. So, Mike, say that again.
Show that doe real quick. That Chris Miller sent. Did you see that should be right above in our group messages?
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
It's kind of an odd shaped doe. He was curious to get other people's opinion on it.
It looks like a wiener doe. It's a wiener doe. You know, like a wiener dog has that what do y'all think of this doe? I tell you, it is weird. It almost looks like he altered the photo, which I know he didn't. But doesn't it look like a wiener dog, you know?
Yeah, it kind of does. He said it's legit. He said that the hind leg was real weird looking. That
like
leg
a limo. Limo doe.
It's I don't know.
Weird,
she's got
man.
Something.
Taylor said your buck's probably a 125, Mike. So
yeah, I'd say that probably is. That's
stop your family from killing it this year, and you might have a big one next year.
Yeah, I don't think like I said, I think there's one person that would probably shoot that deer, and it's because he doesn't hunt as much as he used to, and that's my dad. He works a lot, so when he goes, if that deer would have
I thought you were gonna say there's one hunter to shoot that deer. That's my Uncle Don. He kills 12 deer a year.
Well, no, Uncle Don, he's really particular on his bucks. He waits really, but I mean, he'll doe hunt often. Like he'll doe hunt and get as many does as he possibly can. Which in our zone 1 we can as long as we buy our tags. But that deer's a wild looking deer. I don't have any idea.
Scott said the camera took a slow picture and she moved and it just stretched out. That's funny. Chris said just trying to get opinions on what's going on with her. I don't know. It's just the longest torso I've ever seen on a deer.
Yeah, well, it's like, you know,
PK says, see you, PK. We appreciate you, brother. We'll see you Friday.
See you, PK. It's wild,
that's
man.
Weird. Anybody else have any theories on why this deer has an extra 10 ribs?
I wish it was in video so you could see like how she actually moves. Like, does she, if that's not a picture that was taken in kind of just an optical illusion or whatever, weird, she's got a problem for sure.
Shiloh says a hot dog bun with head and legs. Yeah, I mean it's strange.
Yeah, it's real strange. I'd love to see Kyle's opinion on that too.
Call
I
her the
might,
Cadillac Doe. Yeah.
I might have to send this to Kyle and see what he thinks about it.
Yeah, send it to him. I don't know. It's just that's a weird looking doe.
Yeah. Hmm.
David said, yeah, he's from Kentucky. He hunts in Ohio. Originally from Ohio, lived in North Carolina for Kentucky. He's been all over.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow. That doe will have have a heck of a backstrap. That's true.
Elongated.
It's probably thin. It's like a thin backstrap. Yeah, that's strange. I've never seen that. Had you
No,
ever seen that before, Mike?
no, I've never seen anything like it. That's a pretty weird looking doe.
Yeah, strange. Yeah, the local deer limo company. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. It's funny. I'm glad you shared that, Chris. So, I had one more. Hold on. Taylor sent me one more. Kind of cool. Here. This is. I have seen this before. This is a doe with a double white patch on his neck. You seen that before, Mike?
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
kind of cool.
That is neat. I killed a deer. It wasn't that that
Wasn't that deer?
it wasn't that deer, obviously. It didn't have those big of throat patches, but I killed a deer one time. It was my second buck ever. It was a really small 6-pointer. I think I got it when I was like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
That deer had a second throat patch. It was the second patch was more faint, but it had a second throat patch.
Yeah. Christian said maybe that stretched doe, maybe the rear end is turned away from the camera a little bit and it makes it look longer. I don't know, man.
It could. I actually think there is actually something wrong with that deer. My
Yeah.
eyes are telling me that it's got some type of. I'm sure it's not well, I mean, I guess depending on its illness or whatever, it could be,
It looked thin too.
It's injury. It looks like a malnourished backside, like hip. It's malnourished.
Someone said it looks like it got hit by a car and survived.
Kinda, yeah, kinda.
Who knows?
It's weird. Well, I'm gonna send it to Kyle.
Send it to Kyle, see what Kyle says. So, well, guys, we appreciate you being here. The ones that stuck here for an hour and 17 minutes, thank you so much. Public land camp this weekend. If you're going to be there, man, I am so excited to hang out with you and maybe kill some deer. And I don't know. We'll see what else we can get into. But can't wait to get that going. If you're interested in a archery bear camp and you're seriously interested, because I don't want to plan it and you back out the last thing. I hate that. We've had people do that this week. But if you're interested, shoot me a message. We'll see what we can figure out. But we appreciate you, Mike. I appreciate you, and you guys have a good night. We'll see you next Tuesday. Bring your pictures, and we'll bring some camp stories.